Just push it over here, bro. What's been going on with you, Flies?
It's on the road, man. Got a new situation. Is doing this related album. It stole June 8th. Just been on the road, man. Just came from last night, I think. San Antonio.
That's when you're moving a lot, when you just don't even know where you at.
Came from San Antonio, so had to stop by.
Has this whole rap thing been everything that you thought it was gonna be? This whole ride, you know, going to a city, sometimes you don't even really know where you are. You just city to city to city, town to town, radio to radio, in-store to in-store, concert to concert.
Not really. The grind of it, to me, has been what I expected to be, because anything that I did previously before I started doing music, I always had a special grind about myself. But at the same time, I think from a corporate standpoint, dealing with the roller coaster, that whole fiasco, dealing with a lot of lies and dealing with a lot of things that's really out of your control. For me, that was totally
what was hard about that? Because is it the whole, almost like you almost have to answer to somebody else, but you feel like it's your music and your livelihood?
Anytime, man, you got people that's investing the kind of money that these people invest in artists, they want to drive the car. So for me, I understand it, but at the same time, I know I'm dealing with a group of people that they can drive the car and they can run you into a wall. They'll make you get out and tell everybody you did it.
And you had nothing to do with it.
No, they had nothing to do with it. When it go right, they was the reason it went right. When it go wrong, it's all your fault.
That's the way it goes, right?
Yeah, welcome to America. Welcome to America.
Is it oftentimes a lot of responsibility having that all on your shoulders? Because either way, you know, you could be called the bad guy at any moment.
Not really, because I like to call it the good fight. Coming from where I come from, man, being a part of some of the elements and some of the decision making I had to be a part of in regards to running the streets, I call this the good fight, man. Like, anytime you got an opportunity to really be able, from a legal standpoint, take care of your family, take care of a lot of people around you, make other people's lives better, I wouldn't rather do nothing else. Like, I try to look at signing up, understanding what I signed up for. Like, I signed up for this, so the criticism that come with this game, the hating and the jealousy that come with being successful, you can't have one without the other. If you're gonna take the good that come with it, you gotta be willing to take the bad. So
how do you deal with the jealousy? I mean, I think you raised a good point. You know, there's gonna be other people that look at you. They're gonna be mad because of where you got to, from your hometown to people you don't even know.
I know y'all deal with it too. It ain't just me. I know y'all deal with it. I need to ask you how y'all deal with it. I know how that goes.
How do you deal with it?
I'm gonna answer as long as you get it back to me.
Okay, no doubt, brother.
I feel like, unfortunately, bro, we from a culture that is a little different than other cultures. Like, our mentality is just different. Like, when you become successful as a black man, you got to worry about our own people trying to take what we work hard for. You also got to worry about other cultures such as white America who don't always embrace black success. I think it's different for, I guess, white America. White America, when you become a huge star, you know, make millions of dollars, the hardest thing you deal with is paparazzi. Like, I don't really know too many white artists that diss each other. I don't know too many country artists that write diss records about each other. Like, I haven't heard a country diss record. So I just feel like for us, it's more to deal with, because a lot of us, we never really had what we have today. So, especially from a success perspective, man. So for me, I just understand it, bro. I always try to make sure I continue to try to figure out what it is that I'm facing. Like I tell people all the time, life is like a game. When you look at these basketball teams, if you don't know who your opponent is and you don't know who you're playing, it's almost impossible to beat them. But when you know who you're playing, it gives you a better chance at it.
Okay.
Now let me ask you the question. Let me ask you the question in regards to your success and what everybody over here deal with. Especially, I feel like it's impossible for people to look at y'all as being on an equal playing field. Especially when y'all do what y'all do. So, if you don't mind me asking you, like, how you deal with the jealousy and the...
We mind, Plies. I'm sorry, not playing. We mind.
You know what? It really is a good question. You know what? I used to. You know what happens? You become distant.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that, as regards hip hop, and I think you're right, because you know you get into it because you want to take care of your family, you want to have a career doing this, and you don't want to do some of the things that you saw people grew up in your neighborhood doing the things they did to do it the way they were doing it. You didn't want to do it that way. And what happens is you start doing this because you think that you can get taken out of that environment.
Right.
But the environment of hip hop radio puts you back. You don't never get away from that environment. You still in the mix of it.
Right.
But I always, man, I just focus on me, and as long as I know I did good at the end of the day, and I do right, I don't really worry about too much else, man. Whatever comes, just comes. And like you know what you got to deal with, so you have to be prepared to deal with it.
Yeah.
And so you're prepared to deal with it. But you know, I don't get into negativity.
Right.
I stay focused on the positive at all times. And ultimately, for me, my job is, besides the hip hop part of it, is the lady that's going to work right now, and the dude that works real hard taking care of his family right now. That he don't never get a chance to talk to Plies.
Right,
and sit across from him. So he like living through me right now.
Exactly.
And he like, man, I sure wish I could be up there, but right now my dude Hatta's up there talking to Plies, and my job is to get whatever I can from Plies. So this guy goes to have, you know, he looks at going to work. Exactly. Okay. When he goes to work today, and he got a little something out of it. He gets to hear, you know, it's cool to listen to all the Plies songs, and you know, we know he's the #1 goon, one of our favorite goons and all that. But it's great when they get to hear you on the air, and they hear another side of the artist, and they hear how articulate and smart the artist is. So my drive is usually on that. To focus on that, and I don't worry too much about hate. I used to though. I used to be wrapped up in concern.
Yeah, I used to want to kill everybody.
Yeah, man. I used to be mad and hurt. You heard some rapper said something about you, and you ready to go to war. But you learn, like you, that you're in a business where you know what, people gonna talk about you.
Yeah.
And everybody's not gonna like you, and some people gonna hate you, and they ain't gonna even really have a good reason for hating you. They just are.
Ask me that same question.